In his press conference, Tony Mowbray was asked about the potential of young goal scorer Jobe Bellingham.
Just on Jobe Bellingham, of course, he was the star on Saturday, and he is only 17. You've only worked with him for, well, a handful of weeks in total. But can you already see the potential that he has?
So he was brought to the football club because the people who worked in Birmingham had seen him very closely and knew the family very well, and Birmingham were happy to do a deal. I think he's a really young boy. I'm not sure you say he was the star. He scored the 2 goals. We played him the highest player on the pitch, really, and he had to get in the box, and he did get in the box. And if you think back to the goals, they weren't tap-ins, but he was basically there in the middle of the goal. First one for a header back from Dan Neal, who's made an amazing run from deep in midfield to just nod it back to him to beat the goalkeeper from 6 yards, and the second one, Dak just cut a little ball back for him to side foot in the corner. So I think we have to be careful in thinking that, he's a star. He's a young boy working really hard and wants to get better, and he's got lots to get better at. So I think he's just a young lad that will be in and out of this team as the season unfolds.
Sunderland's squad comprises of lots of young talent, but given the nature of the Championship, Mowbray spoke about adding experience to the squad.
Of course, you've got an awful lot of young talent in this squad, and you did last season as well, but would you like more experience to come in if there were to be signings?
I think it's all about a balance, really. We've got some experienced players at the football club who are not in the team at the moment, either through injury or just non-selection. The club's model is to sign young footballers, and I signed up for that, and so I don't want to sit here kicking and screaming that we want loads of experienced players in the building. I do think that experience helps the young players understand the game better, and the club the balance is maybe a little bit off at the moment, but I think there's scope, and I hope over the next week or so you'll see that we sign an experienced player or 2.
Opponents Coventry have won, drawn and lost so far this season, following their playoff penalty heartbreak at the end of last season. Mowbray was asked about how his young side would deal with coming up against an opposition with plenty of prowess.
And finally, as mentioned, obviously Coventry, good side, had a great season last year. How do you adapt and how do you challenge them?
We'll go and play our game. I think we've studied them. They play a back 3. They've got wing backs who are quite aggressive and attack. So they're a real threat, and we have to be mindful of that threat and not overcommit, not get too confident with the ball or have too much of it, and we'll see how the game pans out.
Despite 2 losses in their first 2 fixtures, Tony Mowbray and his Sunderland side will know just how important getting that first win against Rotherham was. They will hope it will be the catalyst to kickstart their season, especially with time still left in the transfer window. Kick-off is at 3 p.m.